Hello and welcome to this chair yoga practice. I'm Anna Barker from thesubtleway.com. So this is just a short practice to help support circulation and breaking up of stagnant energy, as well as in the physical body and within our field. So just take a moment, just bring your awareness into your breath, noticing the inhale and the exhale. No need to try and change it or control it, just seeing how it is right now. The texture, the speed. And you might need to gasp or sigh or take a sharp inhale. And just let whatever arises within the breath be. And as you're aware of the breath, just taking a moment to scan through your body from the top of the head down through the neck and shoulders, just noticing if there's any tension and seeing if you can soften it and let it go. And if you can't, just notice that without judgment. Just being aware of how things feel in your body at this time. Moving down through the arms to the hands and wrists, through the torso, the hips, the legs, all the way to the feet. And then just feeling the bottoms of your feet on the surface below. Whether you're wearing shoes or socks, just feeling the sensation of whatever you're connected with at the bottom of the foot. And then just coming back up to the breath. You can begin to even out the breath. Perhaps you like to work with a count. Or just simply feel into the evening out of the inhale and the exhale. And in yoga, we tend to always breathe through the nose. So if you notice you're breathing through the mouth, see if you can shift into just simple nostril breathing, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And as you do, just notice if there's any tension that arises in your body, just letting it soften. And as we move into some movement, we're going to switch into inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the mouth. So just noticing there's a different shift of sensation in the back of the throat as you inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. And then we're going to bring our fingertips, finding the collarbone and coming just underneath. And you can tap here, or you can tap in the field, or you can give it a nice deep massage. This is the K27 points on your body, the end of the kidney meridian. And keep going with the inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth, and then coming into the center of the chest for the sternum, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. And then coming over onto the brow line, basically on the side of the ribs. This is the end of the spleen meridian. So just gently tapping there, or you can use a little pressure, as much as feels comfortable. And always you can go into the field. We're waking up our meridian system, the energies, the electrics, the fluid motion through the meridian channels. And then coming up onto the cheekbones and tapping here, help support grounding down into the feet. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. And then just shake it off. And you can just pause for a moment, just notice how that feels, any little subtle shifts in your body. Continuing to bring awareness into your breath, into your body, into the space and time, being with this present moment. And then we're just going to move into doing same hand, same leg. If you're not feeling very energetic today, you can just do it this way, or you can lift the leg to the hand, and then we'll release that. Just wipe it off, and then we're going to move into crossing over, so connecting with those left and right energy flows of the body, connecting into the left and right side of our brains. See if you can feel a little bit of movement through the spine as well. We're getting a little twist here. So a gentle waking up of the spine. And then releasing that and just giving it a shake off. And then we're just going to bring our hands in front of the pubic bone. And if you like to work with an intention, you can do that here. Bringing it to mind. Then inhale, drawing up the center of the body. And exhaling out into the field. 3 breaths, inhaling up. And exhale out. So still maintaining that inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. And then we're just going to bring one little middle finger into the belly button. And one middle finger between the eyebrows, just hooking up our energies, pushing in and inhale as you gently lift up and exhaling out mouth. 3 breaths. And then releasing the hands, giving them a little shake. And then we're going to come into doing a little massage. So come in between the long bones of the fingers, starting in between the thumb and the index finger, giving a little rub massage and pulling off through the webbing. So going through between each finger, getting into that fleshy space, pulling any little bits of discomfort and tension off the fingers, off the hands, making sure we do both hands. And then once you've done all the webbing through the hands, then we're going to come up and squeeze off each of the fingers, giving a little movement along there. Both hands. And then give them a little shake and give a little flick of each finger. And then come and give a massage into the palm of the hands as well. We're getting into all these little different meridian points in here, so we help open up and get that energy moving and flowing. Doing both palms. Nice deep massage, or as deep as you comfortably can feel. And just giving a little squish around the wrists on both hands. Then we're going to interlock the fingers, giving a squeeze as tight as you can. Really, really tight. And then soften the grip, and we'll just roll out the wrists in one direction. Then rolling the wrists in the other direction. And then we'll flick the fingers up and then switch them over. So you've got the non-dominant fingers in front. And once more giving a really tight squeeze so we can get into those webbing spaces. Stimulating the nerves in there, helping support, open up that circulation through the hands, and soften the grip. And we'll roll the wrists once more in one direction, and then go the other way. And we're going back to normal or regular nostril breathing if you haven't already. And then release the hands, and we'll just stick one hand out in front of us, bring the other hand, fingers on top, and just very gently pulling the fingers back, getting a nice stretch across the wrist and along the forearm. Releasing that, going over to this other side, giving a nice little stretch there. And release. And then just give the hands another little shake. And then we're going to rub them nice and briskly, get them nice and warm. And then bring the hands to the throat and gently stroking down the throat, giving a little support to the thyroid and the parathyroid. You can go upwards as well. You can do a little bit around the whole neck in both directions. And then when you're ready, coming up over the face, doing gentle circles, noticing if there's any tightness and tension through the forehead, the cheeks, the jaw, letting that go. Then bringing the fingertips down to the jaw, giving a little massage, or you can give a little tap along the jawline. And then coming up to the temples, giving a little rub and tap on the temples. Then tracing from the temples around the back of the ears and down the side of the neck. So just doing that a couple of times. And then we're going to come up and start tapping over the whole head, everywhere. And if you find a little sore spot, you might want to give it a little extra tapping there, or you can give it a little massage. Notice there's a little tension in there. So just helping break that up and move any stagnant energy, tapping all over the skull, making sure tapping right on the crown as well. And then coming down, and as you come to the base of the skull, the top of the neck, give a nice tap around along that ridge line, and then you can give a little massage along that ridge as well, just opening up space there. And then giving a nice massage down the back of the neck, coming over to the shoulders. And then we'll come and tap down the inside of the arm, all the way. You can give your hands a little clap. Coming up the back of the arm, then coming back down, finding those spaces and places you didn't hit before, gently. And then up the other side, all the way, and coming around. Try and be quiet for the microphone. Giving a little tap under the armpit for the lymphatic point. And then coming and doing a little gentle tap, finding that point section just in front of the armpit and the chest. And then gently tapping across the front of the chest to the sternum. And then coming to the other arm and tapping down the inside. Give yourself a little round of applause. Coming back up the arm, down in the area of the inside you didn't get before. And then back around, making sure getting all four corners of the arm. And then coming down into that armpit, giving a nice tap under there. And then coming, finding that point in front of the chest, or in front of the armpit on the chest, and just gently tapping there. You might want to give it a massage if you like. You might prefer that to tapping. And then making your way across the chest. And we're trying to tap in those intercostal spaces, not right on top of the ribs, as you make your way back to the center. And then coming into the center. And then we'll come down and do a tapping on the lower part of the rib cage. And then especially in just on that corner edges of the rib as you come in towards the middle. And then we'll do a little bit of clockwise tapping on the belly. So following the direction of the digestive system. Moving all around. And then we'll just shuffle forward slightly. So coming around, so I'll just show you to the back of the body, reaching up the thumbs or the knuckles as far as you can, and just massaging down either side of the spine, coming into a spinal flush. Slowly, just gently making your way down the spine. Nice deep massage. Can feel really good, especially when it's a bit tense and tight. Making sure you give yourself a little bit of space there. And then once you reach the bottom, just coming back up and just come out a little bit further so you can massage down a bit more of the muscles down the side of the back. Give some extra love and attention to the kidneys. Going all the way down the back. You can get into the top of the buttocks if you like. And then when you can't go any further, releasing the hands, we'll give a little bit of a massage around the hip. And then we'll make our way by tapping down the legs. So tapping down the outside, waking up all those blood cells all the way down as far as you can reach. If you can reach all the way to the feet, you can give a little tap and pull off the pinky toes and shake it off. And then we're going to tap up the inside of the legs all the way up. And then coming down the thighs. And then when we get to the kneecap, just giving a little tap on that knee reflex point, making sure wake it up. And then down the rest of the way at the front. And then coming up the back. And then you can massage your way up the tendon reflex, up, giving a nice massage that base of the calf, into the calf, into the back of the knees, and all the way up. And then just shake it off. Then just putting the hands onto the knees, we're going to inhale, lift up the heels, exhale and drop them down. So just doing that a couple of times. Inhale as the heels come up, and exhale as they drop. And then we're going to keep moving through and working with our joints. So just going to lift the feet up and point and flex the feet. So getting a little bit of movement through the ankles, and see if you can curl those toes backwards and forwards as well as you do that. And then rotating the ankles in one direction. And then going the other way. And then releasing them down. And then just coming forward a little bit if you need to, just finding that right balance. And also sometimes a lot of our chairs will have a bit of a backward slope with them, so feel free to put a cushion underneath your buttocks, your glutes, if you need a little extra height back there. Then we're just going to pick up one of our knees and inhale as we lengthen up, exhale as it comes down. So just going with the pace of your own breath, inhaling the leg up and down a few times. And last one. And then swap over to the other side. Again, work with your breath, making it nice and smooth. Try not to be in too much of a hurry. When we work with gentle, slower movements, we really get more deeply into the energy system, whereas if we do things really fast, we sort of shortcut working with the energies, and it's more just with the physical alone. And then releasing that side, and we're going to come back to the other side and circling the knee. So again, you can work with the breath. Inhale as the foot comes up, exhale as it comes down, and then switch directions. And releasing down. Then we're going to the other side. And again, just trying to make that smooth. Just barely being aware of those little muscles around that knee that support it and keep it strong. Switch directions. And release down, and then you can just bring your hands on the knees and just shake the legs a little bit, releasing any tension out of the hips. And then see if you can gently move forward so you've got a little bit of space behind you, bringing the hands on the knees, and we're just going to circle from the hips. So trying to create the movement, it's like we're stemming out of the tailbone and then circling around, creating movement through the hip joints. Noticing the shift of the weight through the sit bones as it moves around the seat. And then the next time you come forward, go in the other direction. You might notice that your chair squeaks and groans and creaks a little bit. So just be noticing that. It can be kind of amusing. And then coming back into center. And then we will come a bit further forward, so you can bring your legs a little bit apart. So you kind of want a wide stance here, and then we're going to bring the hands, fingertips pointing down. So sort of like you're on the elbows. The elbows are nicely bent. You've got a lot of support here. And then going to inhale, take a breath at center. Then exhale, we're going to drop our knee down to the opposite, our shoulder down to the opposite knee, looking up behind you. And then just taking 3 deep breaths here. Inhale, you might choose to exhale out the mouth or just keep exhaling out the nose. And then inhale back up to center. Exhale, dropping the other shoulder to opposite knee. And taking 3 big deep breaths here. And then inhale your way back up, bringing legs back together. And you can move slightly back. With these practices, if you need to lean on the back of the chair, that's okay. But if you can, try and see if you can keep yourself a little bit upright and keep a little bit of space behind you. And then bringing your arms up, fingertips pointing towards each other, keeping shoulders relaxed. We'll inhale at center and exhale and twist to turn and look over your shoulder. Inhale back to center, exhaling the other way. Inhale back to center, exhale in the other direction. So keep going with your own breath at your own pace. Remembering the arms are secondary, so you're welcome. If you want to, you can even drop them down. We just want to make sure the shoulders stay relaxed here. We're getting that movement through the upper spine. And last time to the other way. Inhaling back to center, release the arms. You can give the shoulders a little roll backwards. You can work with the breath. Inhale as the shoulders come up. Exhale as they come down and back. So a few gentle rolls here. And then bring them into stillness. And we'll just open the arms out to the sides, pinkies towards the floor. And then just going to turn the arms up and down. So you're rotating through, just feeling into the shoulders and that movement through the arm. And then just finishing with the pinkies facing down, releasing the arms. And then once more, inhale, bring the shoulders up. And then we'll exhale as they go forwards and down. So inhale, we can take them back, up. Exhale, forwards and down. Inhale, back, up. And exhale, forwards and down. Just do one last one. And then release. And then just bring the shoulders straight up to the ears. Exhale and drop. Inhaling straight up. Exhale and drop. Last time. Exhale and drop. And then just keeping your focus forward. Head stay where it is. Inhale, and then we'll exhale, dropping the chin to the chest. Inhale as the head comes up and back. So again, doing the movement in time with your own breath. No need to rush, no jerky movements, trying to make it nice and smooth. And then this time, inhaling back to center. And as we exhale, we're going to drop an ear towards the shoulder. Again, making sure shoulders stay relaxed. Inhale back up. Exhale to the other side. So getting that nice lengthening along the side of the neck. Inhaling up. Exhaling to the side. Some nice smooth movement with your own breath. And then just doing one more each side. And then just coming back to neutral. I'm going to move into some head circles, so dropping the chin forward. If you don't like neck circles, you can just do side to side at the front. Otherwise, just allowing to move your head in either direction that feels good to start with. And just focusing on the movement through the vertebrae of the cervical spine. So you're not trying to go to the full length or extension of the muscles here. It's really about getting that movement through the joints, through the vertebrae. Just getting that fluid moving around. And then the next time the chin reaches the down position, switch directions, going the other way. Then finishing the one you're on and bringing the head back to center. And then we're going to come into a seated forward fold. So if you shouldn't put your head below your knees, just go to the halfway point. If it's more than fine for you to go all the way down and let the head and neck relax, feel free to do that. So bringing hands on the knees. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, tilting forward at the hips. And then when you can't really go any further, we'll bring the arms onto the knees. You can just sort of pause here, feeling that straightness of the spine. You can let the chin tuck in. And this may be as far as you go, or you can begin to release the head and the neck, allowing them to drop forward, allowing the upper body to come into a more relaxed state. And again, this might be this place you stop, or you can go all the way down, letting the upper body rest on the knees and the legs, and letting the arms come all the way, the hands come all the way to the floor, and then just totally letting the head and the neck relax, letting gravity pull the vertebrae apart. And try and continue to breathe deeply into the belly here. We're getting a little massage with the internal organs. So just trying to let everything soften here. And of course, you're welcome to come out at any time. And then to come out, we're going to use our hands to walk our way up the legs, restacking the vertebrae one at a time, gently rolling up through the spine. So the last to come up is the head. And then just taking a pause for a moment, take a deep breath here. Just feel the vertebrae move back into its neutral position. And then just bring the hands onto the side of the chair. You might be able to grab the chair leg or an arm. And then just in a gently inhale, lengthen up through the spine and just a slight tilting backwards. So a very slight back bend here. Using the chair to support you. And then on an inhale, coming back to neutral. And then pausing here. And then we're going to come into a deeper twist. So we're going to bring one hand over to the opposite knee. Inhale and lengthen the spine. And exhale, let the other arm pull you around to look behind you, letting the arm rest on any comfortable point of the chair, looking over your shoulder. And just making sure to relax through your jaw, relax through the shoulders, relax through the hips. Just being aware of that whole twist from the base of the spine to the top of the neck. Doing your best to breathe deeply here. Getting a little bit of a cardiovascular massage with the breath. And then on exhale, gently release back to center. Pause for a moment, just lengthen the spine. And then we'll bring the other hand to the other opposite knee. Then inhale, feel the lengthening upward motion of the spine. And exhale, allow the other arm to swing yourself around, resting it on the chair, looking over the shoulder, relaxing the jaw, the shoulders, the hips. And again, breathing here, we're also giving some nourishment to the internal organs with the twisting motion. Helps to create space between them. And then releasing with an exhale, coming back to center. We're going to do a little side stretch. So you can bring a hand onto the side of the chair for support, then lowering the other arm. Inhale, reaching up, and then exhale as you lean over to the side, giving a nice side stretch, opening up through the intercostal space on the side of the body. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, bring the arm down. You can hold on to the other side of the chair. Inhale, the other arm up. Exhale, over to the side. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale and release down. And then just make yourself comfortable on the chair. And you're welcome to close your eyes. Or you can just lay down on the floor or the bed if you like here. So just come into a little bit of relaxation to close our session. So bring your awareness back to the breath. Noticing that inhale and exhale. Noticing if there's any shift and changes to the way the breath felt at the beginning of our session. And again, scanning through from the top of the head. Releasing any tension, softening through the scalp, the forehead, the facial region, down through the neck and shoulders, softening the arms, the hands, the wrist, softening through the chest, the abdomen, softening down through the back, the hips, through the legs, all the way to the feet. And then let the awareness come and settle in the space of the heart, the very center of the chest. This is the spiritual, the energetic, the emotional heart space. May imagine as though you're breathing in and out through this space. And then gently inviting some movement back into your body, perhaps taking a deep breath, doing some small movements, wriggling fingers or toes, just whatever feels nice, just to bring yourself back into the body. Make sure you're grounded and centered in your physical space. And we're going to take a deep inhale together, sweeping the arms up. Bring the hands together, coming down as we exhale into Anjali Mudra, prayer position. And thank you very much for joining me for this class today. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.